Hello Game of Thrones fans, welcome back to Knights of the Blackwater. I am Ben. Today we have Dan K on the left from the Decklist and Chill podcast, playing Greyjoy Fealty, against Callum on the right, who you may remember from the Aldershot regional videos, playing Baratheon Fealty. I do apologise for the delay getting these videos out, guys. I have been a little under the weather, and that has just delayed my ability to get videos done as quick as I'd like. Just going to see that from Dan's hand. Dan looks like he's got a pretty good setup there. He's got 2 0 cost cards and the reducer. So that's only, and he's got Asher, so he can get a pretty quite a few cards there. So we'll see what Callum's got. Dan looking vaguely happy. I'm not sure if they're mulliganed or anything. So we've got Davos and Celise Baratheon. Was it the Drumstone, I want to say, and the Spears of the Merlin King. Up against Asher, the Reducer, and 2 scout ships. So the Drumstone, I believe that's what it's called. If you know what it does, that's whenever a kingdom plot is revealed, raise the gold value in your plot by 1. So I imagine we're going to see lots of kingdom plots here. Down to a bit of a look before he's... so both these had first round buys. So they went and had the Breakfast of Champions. And then almost fittingly got paired against each other. It's interesting that Dan's running a very low plot, so very low gold on his plots there. We also see they've got a copy of Bara in the Gates, which probably isn't the best matchup for it. Baratheon don't have that much ambush tech, only really the City Watch. And I think Dan's lacking options in his handbook, so these good character options.
First storm and that. Okay, get that. We on class? No, right, sorry mate, I thought we were waiting. That's definitely not the right part, there we go.
And we have Bar in the Gates into Time of Plenty.
Dubious honour.
So I didn't quite... I think Dan might have set himself to go first. I wasn't 100% sure there. No, it looks like he has picked Callum to go first, which probably is the correct choice, really. We've got Milk there. I imagine that's going to go straight on Asher. We have a Dragonstone port put out. Fealty is knelt, as was the port. Looks like Bob or Stannis. Oh, new Melisandre. So, Callum not wasting any time here, going straight for the jugular. I think he's probably now trying to decide whether to play that the bodyguard or to Milk or Nightmare's Asher. I guess the fear is you put the Milk on Asher and then Balon comes out. He's going to sit on the gold. So yeah, Balon comes out and he gets Weed and Not Sowed.
Okay. Pretty shit stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. But we'll do what we can. Got the tools that
So a sea tower.
These are from Ben, these are not from me. These are from me.
Hey!
I know, they said.
Huzzah!
I need to trade one of my Polish ones to get a different language live cards.
Dan really taking his time thinking about this. Both players have been very taking their time. So I think Dan might be considering putting the Begging Brother down just to stop Melisandre's trigger. Especially as though, just like you can't Nightmares Melisandre to stop her when you Indom ability, there'll be no, because there's no window, there'll be no window to stop the Beggar Brothers from also basically just countering it as well, so kind of works both ways. The other option here, he has got the one of my favourite cards, and it looks like he's possibly going to go for that. No, and we're going to go for the Begging Brother with Bestow 1. So the other option, he has got Silence's Crew, which is one of my favourite Greyjoy cards. If anyone watched me play with them on the live streams, you'll know how much I love that card. But I think it's probably made the better option here. The Pillage is nice, but probably right now you need to stop that Melisandre from doing her stuff.
Pass there.
And so Dan's also going to sit on 1 gold. The other option might be to get that Great Kraken out, but no, because he could afford that right now with Fealty and the Sea Tower. So it's interesting that Darren chose to put the Sea Tower out and not the market, but then that might be because he wants to leave Fealty for We Do Not Sow, blow up the Spears of the Merlin King.
Yep.
So, I will cast.
So Darren is going to try Nightmares to Davos.
Okay.
And then Asher is also Nightmares, so there's no stealth for either side.
Seal Nightmares and raise your Nightmares. Kingdom for a goal. So, that's the number. Okay, well then I might as well. I will military with Asher.
So Asher's going to go for military, which is going to stop the unopposed on.
No, I will. No, right.
And yeah, and Callum's just realising because he's been Nightmares, he's just going to actually die, not be...
Want to do that?
I'm going to pop the Spears of the Merlin King. That is a big call.
Cool. So, one thing. And how many cards have you got in your hands today?
I think you probably want to go all out here as well. So I think for Dan now, He might as well just... No, he's not. He's passing all challenges. Why didn't he do the other challenges? Surely you do the power challenge and the intrigue challenge, make him bow out. Get the unopposed, blow up the econ. So I can't help but feel that was a slight mistake there on Dan's part. And Top's armory is taken discarded.
Okay, tense. Tense and scary.
So it's the second plot phase. And we have cooling the banners into Late Summer Feast. So Late Summer Feast, great here because obviously it will trigger with the Drumstone.
Unbelievable.
Just why Callum collects his gold here. I'd like to thank all the Patreon supporters who help bring you these videos, and soon going to help upgrade the equipment nicely. Yeah, I've got some plans for some stuff how I want to upgrade all this. Upgrade my streaming when I'm at a tournament, and be able to bring you commentary, and I need a bit of help with that. So that's something that I will be looking to do soon. So we've had so yes, honestly, a big thank you to everyone who does help with that. And if you'd like to help, there is details in the description of this video below. So we've had Fealty Knelt, Tumblr's Dragonstone port played out, and then both Dragonstone ports and the Fealty discount to get a red keep for free. Always a bit risky when you're playing against Greyjoy because they do get that unopposed off and blow it up. You're kind of sad. Once again, I'd like to apologise. Like in the first video, I had the wrong microphone set up, so currently we're hearing the Netrunner behind us more than the Game Frames table. So, but the background noise will be muted a little bit, so hopefully it won't be too distracting. And we got Bob played out. Now, it has got some bodyguards in hand, so it'd be interesting now to see if we do see the some bodyguards played out. You just go sort of over flooding the amount that can be the amount of we do not sows that can be played out. So the bodyguards put on Mel, not Bob. And then sit on 2 gold. So there's potential that ours is a Fury play coming in here, which we have seen Callum play before, and it's very strong ability in Baratheon. You send Bob into a military or power challenge, nil out some stuff, and then they come back and you stand up Bob and you're kind of happy. You stand up Bob and get into another challenge, he's standing, you win Dom.
Didn't want a chance to mulligan either, it's just real rough for this level of play. It's like this deck can have bad setups as well, and I was like, ooh. Do that.
You think that Darren's Dan, is probably thinking about Valor coming up very soon with the amount that's on the other side of the board now. Obviously, Ash is probably going to get knelt. So, Silence's Crew maybe? Yep, Silence's Crew's played out. Now, potentially put 2 gold on them, because then they can actually counter Bob. Because Bob would be, if they knelt to defend Bob would be strength 7. Maybe put 1 gold on, they've got 2 scout ships, so you can actually win a challenge against Robert Baratheon there. Doesn't seem like a horrendous option.
Free, mate.
Dan's going to sit on 3 gold. Interesting.
Free.
Especially when he did have that bestow option. Oh, there is a Nightmares in hand and a Hand Judgment, so maybe that's Dan's play. So we have a military coming in for 6 currently.
I should have got that instead of getting that as well, really. This is super.
I think this is where the Nightmares are surely got. You've got to think the Nightmares would be the play.
I figured it had to be a barrier, otherwise it just slowed me down a bit.
No, do it if you want.
What's equally annoying when it's very lost is when it's all about tempo.
Oh, yeah.
Stick with it.
I was nervous with that start. That was
Yeah. I just didn't have the tools to really monopolise.
And no.
and also that
So Nightmares Bob.
unfortunately with bad stuff you want to as well.
Yeah.
My
Stein handled better.
I had 2 ice real well moves that went fine moves.
Right.
I don't want to make
No.
Game off board presence at this
On a
point.
move of 1, I actually might risk it find that second.
Yeah.
I just love how Callum sits quite so perfectly still when his opponent's feet, when he's leaving it to his opponent what to do.
Block.
Right.
Action. Any action after that.
So Dan blocks with the Scientist crew, pumps their strength to 6, wins the challenge, and the pillage is a location which gets them a gold,
The juicy pillage. Cool.
which Dan's forgotten the reaction.
Do so much weird shit.
Yep, damn Dan, silence his crew. They're
Yeah.
I think it gives. I think in that first one, I maybe need to be more. Not more patient.
So we've got intrigue coming here from Alessandra. The way that Callum is playing this, he's got to have Ours of the Fury. You don't kneel out your 2 biggest characters, potentially use a power challenge.
I wouldn't say no.
So Dan, let's go to the page. He gets to draw a card for Late Summer Feast.
Yeah.
I'd say like that recently. The guy down in Bristol plays trap decks, and every run I made,
Callum getting his insight ready.
or another snare.
You're on Crow's Eye. Oh, I think he just drew that as well with Late Summer Feast. That's
That was the top deck.
especially with the Iron Throne in the bin. That is not what you want to see.
Hard deck to run.
So I'm wondering if Dan
Matchups it can be
might be worth just taking Dom here.
wins.
Do the intrigue.
Good for Swiss rounds in that.
So
regard.
you've got Intrigue coming in from the Begging Brothers. Probably the right way of doing this because he just doesn't play Ours of the Fury and he has to stand now.
Anything with slums or archives interface where they're removing your stuff, you've got to be a little bit more careful.
Because you don't want to risk it getting plucked out your hand.
Managing it. But ultimately, it all boils down to the same strategies. Just get your hostiles, get your bioethics, and your new rules. Yeah.
Good luck for the rest
Just
of the
going to
day.
block.
You man, thanks for the games.
Close. No actions after that.
No. Oh. So for claim we have, and Ours is the Fury.
Is that the one?
Let's see if he's got a second one.
It is what it
I
is.
guess we'll find out now with Asher.
It is what it is sometimes. So I will, I guess now do the military stealth and Bob.
So military coming in from Asher.
Actions after defenders. Do that.
Fealty is knelt.
Get resolution. Reaction. Again.
So first reaction there to going unopposed sounds Asher. We do not sow on the red keep. And
Well, we'll see. Ain't over till it's over. Anything can happen at this point.
they're going to remember claim.
It's tough though, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't do that, then you're sat there, like, on the defensive.
Oh, yeah.
And power. Looks like they haven't done military claim. They do remember claim obviously on the power challenge.
Oh yeah, sorry, mate.
Oh, and they have remembered military claim. And Dan takes Dom, putting him up to, I believe, 4 power. So it's currently 4-1, I'll say.
Am I with my 3 cards? Yeah. Probably the rest of my board as well. Would help.
So as you know, Dan's got no characters now. Whether this is going to come back and bite him, I probably might see him play Counting Coppers this turn, try and get his hand back up. No weapons at the door. Into noble cause. So probably building into getting ready for a Valor would be the assumption here. 2 good characters there for him. Whether he's going to play out Balon's another matter, because obviously no way of keeping him alive. We've not seen a Risen in hand or an Iron Mind yet. Interesting that Dan's letting Callum go first, especially with Bob on the board with the Intimidate. So we're going to get the table put out. So yeah, so we had a Great Hall put out. Now got the Chamber, the painted table.
Where are you, Paul?
So looks like this is going to be the Lord. No, we've got Sir Davos played out. Which does make sense if you think of Valor's coming, then just or you need some claim soak. He's great claim soak with that ability to come back. So imagine Dan here is just going to play out Maester Windermere. You could probably play out Maester Windermere and get the Great Kraken put out.
Oh, difficult choice here. I think that choice has been dreadful. Both of us like no characters. Yeah. Like, oh, we're just having like all the draw points. I'll kneel for one. It's not good. I'll kneel for one. Yeah. And I will play the Kraken there.
So indeed the Great Kraken's played out.
I think that is that you probably wouldn't. Maybe, mate. I don't know, man. You've still got her for a turn at the very least. Sorry, that's also 1 gold I need to spend on that. Don't tilt. People have come back from worse than this, and I've got fuck all in my hands.
Yeah, I still think Dan probably should have tried to go on first there. So it's very interesting that Callum's also left himself in 2 gold again. So whether he does actually have another Ars of the Fury in hand. So power challenge for 5. So maybe the play here is actually to defend with the reducer and kneel both of the scout ships to get you up to strength 3. So you could then you can only kneel out the begging brother.
Just let you do the intimidate here. I'm an idiot. I didn't treat him last round. There you go. I forget things. Oh yeah. Sorry. Forced reaction as well. Yeah. Fucking hell, mate. All over the shop. Poor viewers at home. Like, look at all these middling players they've got on the stream. Oh, okay. Take the action together. Well, let me go unposed and get Kane unposed for now. Kick to 4. Yeah, I'll let that go. Use Neil Asher, won't you? That's not good. Shout.
So Dan's going to go for big defence here.
Is there a way I can do this? No. That would be if I'd remembered his trigger, but I did not remember to do it.
And Dan just realising he forgot to silence his cruise trigger.
No, I'll let it go unopposed.
So Dan's going to risk letting it go unopposed.
He wins.
There's claim and power. And the intimidate's got to be Asher, you'd figure. And Asher is knelt for intimidate. So Cam has past challenges. And we have an intrigue coming in from the begging brother.
Doing an intrigue, baby. Doing the intrigue.
So going to fully block the intrigue there of Melisandre.
You win.
I'd be interested, Dan. No, I was about to say passes here, but no. So doing a military with the Silence's crew. Which is blocked with Sadavos.
Claim there.
Dan doing the power challenge here, which I find interesting because he's now giving Dom to Callum. He's just going to kill the characters in his hand.
Dom time.
Oh, Dom's a tie. Oh, they both had 2 gold. Right. Okay. I do apologise. No, Dan, that was the right choice. Yes, because Dan had 2 gold left.
Stacked down there a bit.
So only 1 gold. So that does make sense. Yes. So tying Dom keeps the good character list alive. We saw just drew 6 cost Dan pair as well. Now, be sure Dan does Valor here, which looks like he's going to do.
Go disastrously. Any surprise
So we got Valor into Coast Cool. Callum gets decided who's going to go first. So we're going to kill the plot. So Callum obviously choosing to then going to kill them, then bring one of them back. Let's transfer between the two. Obviously, the way being you don't have one in hand, whichever one dies will probably be the one that you draw the other one. It does look like he's got a fair bit of economy though, because the way he's counting up. So you're going to bring Melisandre back to life, draws a card for that, and then draws 2. So we got a Nuni May Lord and a dupe for Balon. Callum's got 9 gold effectively, 10 gold of Fealty. So we have a Dragonstone Faithful played out. We have another one played out. Obviously now the Valor threat's gone, probably thinking he can go a bit wider. I'm guessing he must have... yes, he's got King Stannis in hand. So for basically every reduction he's got King Stannis put up from 0 gold, leaving 3 gold in hand. One gold's going to be spent to Milk Asher. Seems like a pretty good choice of a smaller board. Dan's only got 4 gold here of Fealty to recover, so I think he might struggle to get much of a board presence. So he's going to play Maester Windermere. That looks like it's going to be it. Except 1 gold. I did worry with the Valor. It was a little too early with the board state being low, and you've got to say Callum's recovered far better from this Valor, considering he had no characters at the start of the turn. So I wonder if he'd gone for the Noble Cause, that's Dan, gone for Noble Cause, got Balon out with a dupe. Then maybe try to get Dampere out and then Valid, because then any saves with Dampere you can obviously choose to stand or kneel a character, and that could be really critical on the Valor turn, just to kneel out whatever survives. So I believe this is a military challenge. Nope. It's not a military challenge. I think it probably should be a military challenge. Try and get that board state a bit smaller. Unopposed. His DD is military. So it's unopposed, killing Maester Windermere. Dan does no challenges, so it's interesting down to challenge because on the military you got the unopposed and gain 2 power, 1 off the Great Kraken there, or drawn a card. So Dan is now going for Noble Cause. I think he realizes he needs to get that duped Balon on the board. And we've got into Feast for Crows. So Callum looking to try and stretch out his lead here. I can't quite see how much power he has, because unfortunately the name, the UK National Assembly signs above it. I think he's on 9. This is something I correct later on, because I then moved that to the bottom, the UK Nationals bit, to make it a bit clearer what's going on. So I believe Callum's chosen Dan to go first. Dan has 5 gold.
I didn't discard one's reserve. Yeah, sorry. That was one 7 in hand.
Dan's interesting. You didn't discard for reserve last turn. Now, an interesting one here is Dan, in theory, could actually play out both the newly made lords here and start dismantling some of the at least get rid of the painted table, for instance.
I think I'm a damn fool. I don't go 1, 2. 3, 4.
No, we're going for Balon.
2.
Got Iron Mines. And he's going to sit on 2. I think that's fair, especially as he's got stealth. You can quite easily do a stealth power challenge, getting past
I do, yeah.
getting past very kicking Stannis. The issue probably is now that I think the board state here is about to go very wide, and I think that's going to end up hurting. I don't think Dan can compete with such a wide board. So Moon Boy and Serene Breath you put out. This is going to be Sedavos. And neither side has an intrigue icon when there's 9 characters on the board.
I just need to do some maths here.
Now, interesting, Callum chose to leave the Dragonstone Faithful standing, because obviously they actually can't contribute anything to a power challenge because of Stannis' ability. Because all non-kings are -1 strength in power challenges.
4, 2 unopposed is...
I think Dan has got to go and do the power challenge. It won't be unopposed because obviously. Oh no, the red keep's gone, hasn't it? So it will be unopposed. So power challenge from Balon here.
Is anyone helping you? Is it just
I got some help saying that. Like, yeah.
Has he forgotten to stealth Stannis? Oh, I see.
Yeah, play really well.
He's going to bust the strength with the.
No, I'm just going to try not to swear. No, I don't swear very often. I'm not. But
I will...
maybe I'll
do...
put some
Down.
You're gonna hate Ollie.
Have they forgotten the fact he's not a king here?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna.
Because I think they've just. He's stopped. Oh no, sorry, because yes, +2 strength. Sorry, I do apologise. Yes, of course, yes. We'll let Stannis be able to defend. So I believe a military challenge coming in from.
Where's the DTF? Oh, not really. Not at this point.
1-3 I'll call 4-6 I'll run.
Unopposed power and claim is 2. Opposed military is 3, and then you can have a core from before you're done.
I'm going to call shot.
Taking you up to 11. Taking you up to 11.
So there's a big power challenge coming in here. Wanted to draw that card.
Does that include unopposed military as well? I will. Whoa.
Oh, okay. So where's it moving?
Guys, probably
Can I start my tokens here?
yes.
They'll be very prominent on stream, right? But I like having them to my left. Well, I'll probably punch them on the floor at some point, but I'm going to try not to. Oh, and this is easy. Yeah. This is strong.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Tough.
I haven't done any maths yet, so I don't know if it's good.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done the maths, but I think with no pyros on there, it's probably not.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand.
David says it's strong to get taxes. Run out 2 credits for every 1 credit. Yeah. Most against his play.
I will.
Just like a statistic I find very hard to understand in many
It
ways.
doesn't make much sense.
Like those things aren't equivalent. And also,
So the military coming in. So the lets the power challenge go unopposed, and we've got the sort of military challenge now.
it's like
And use the Iron Mine to save Asher.
Old lady strength.
Dominance. Actually, I have 3. Yep.
And dominance goes to Callum, which is going to be obviously Feast for Crows, the Painted Table, and Dom Power. And I believe he's up to 10, so getting a big race ahead there of Dan only on 5. On to the next plot phase, which so Callum's here got a pretty big lead here now. Counting coppers into Rise of the Kraken.
So I'll be going first.
Dan deciding to go first.
2. Yes, you do. That's your action first.
so we're both on the mulligan. On me? Yep. One draw.
I think I need to ban up 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Yeah, step in the right direction.
Someone will win for them. Collect 2.
I think Dan led saying he thinks he's lost, but he's going to play it through just to be sure. I think the board state here is just hurting him too much, being so small.
Stall.
So not a bad turn there though, getting another scout ship out. Little Theon, who's basically Little Balon on this. And Milk onto... Interesting one for Balon there. I guess actually, because Theon here is going to really screw up the being able to defend the power challenges. We've got Spears of the Merlin King. And the Iron Throne. It's a pretty dominant turn there from Callum.
I shall see. Power.
So power from Theon for...
He's strength 2. And strength 1. He held me out here. Cool. 3.
And Callum just realised, I was just about to quickly check up there, and I was about to say, yeah, Callum also made the same mistake of both of them, they're all strength 0. So as I said last turn, I think it's kind of realisation.
Up to, cool. So it's 1 on 2 at the minute, yeah? Yep.
1 on 2, so Dan's going to use a Radiant Scout Ship to raise Theon's strength.
2 claim.
So I think he could have put Sir Davos into that challenge. And we get a card discarded from, which is the Stannis' Cavalry, because of Moon Boy.
I'm not going to use this, however. So,
That's 2 claims. So Dan getting up to 8 there. 7 there, power now. But I can't see he's going to get much more. The 2 claim military is not really going to do anything here.
Then, sadly,
I think, yeah, he's having to pass challenges.
draw 3. Man Central. I should have done this. I've drawn my card down.
military 3.
So military coming for free, which gets fully blocked. And Callum's going to pass challenges. Dom goes to Callum, which is then going to be obviously with the painted table is going to get the power back. Stan's going to stop someone from standing, which is going to be Theon. So yeah, there's basically kind of damage limitation there for Callum. I can see. I think I finally realised, and I've moved the. You can see Callum's on 11. Wildfire, oof, which kind of probably hurts Callum here a little bit more than it hurts Dan, but obviously we don't know what his other plot is.
I'm going to choose to save.
He's gonna let Theon die. That's interesting. And obviously, and when Serene dies, it's gonna kneel. You'd assume. Oh yeah, the question came up here. I remember this. Yes, the question came in. Obviously, the Spears of the Merlin King can be used here.
Basically, you do the orders, you do the interrupts in the order you want. So the interrupt to her dying is you kneel someone, and then you interrupt the die.
And yeah, just explaining that because obviously unlike so if you use 9 mines on her, obviously you wouldn't get the death ability. But obviously, the Spears of the Merlin King, the character physically does die, and then you interrupt the dying effectively, so he gets to bring her back to hand. So it's 5 minutes left in the round here. You'd imagine Callum's got it from this point. New Maidle blows at the painted table. Dan just trying to slow this down. And it looks like that's about all he can do. Dan, just lack of economy here from Dan really hurt him. And Serene straight back out. Greyhall and Fealty out. Not needing Fealty because he's not loyal. Gives you Sabaris and Selmy.
This is pretty much a good game by the looks of things. Just couldn't find that strong piece of economy to get that newly made lord down earlier. It's a real shame. Maybe I was too hasty on my valor as well. Oh well, you live and you learn. Right. Do I have a play here? I'm not feeling particularly good about this. No plays. Pass to you. This way.
Draw 4, put 1 on the bottom.
So Cam just trying to do the maths here, whether he can close this out this turn. So I think you do power challenge, stealthing the new made lord. So Ash has to kneel. Military challenge with Stannis.
Yep.
And going a military stealthing Asher. Just goes unopposed. Putting him up to 12.
Gonna be the daily business fires.
A dupe of Balon has taken this claim. This is also where I think that Fealty is not as good as Reigns at the moment for Greyjoy. I know it's a slightly different build, but I think the ability of Reigns to flip out of things and just mess around your opponent is just that much better. So we have a Strength 12 power challenge. Or Strength 11 power challenge, sorry.
That's power for 11.
Which Dan can, I think, fully block. He can block for 6.
Go block, 6.
And then there's another 12 there. So Dan would actually win that.
So you win dominance.
Before your turn begins.
Dominance is won by Callum. Stannis is going to stop someone from standing. Probably Asher. Yep, indeed it is. And then Balon and... where's Dan standing Asher?
Okay, so couple stays there.
2.
We have a second Feast for Crows. Oh no, we're back round again. Of course, we've gone through all the plots. Right, which was us playing the wildfire last turn. So we have weapons at the door into Feast for Crows. Feast for Crows should see this out.
2 friends get any cards.
Sorry guys, I lost track of the turns there.
PBS.
One way or another. Pretty sure you've got this.
Quick one draw. Stall.
A lot of working out being done here.
Tough. Well, that is time. So let's make this one count.
So it's time on the round, so the game will end here, and you'd think that there's no way that Dan could get the 9 power he needs to win this game.
So I go.
One draw.
There goes the Great Hall.
Neil, install Neil, reduce by 4.
So reduced by 4. We've got we've got Dampere. So Barristan telling me it's a dupe. So even if this does go another turn, you'd think that Dan's building up for the Valor play. You just don't stand You just don't stand Sir Barristan, and then he can stand to save Stannis. I've got dupe of Crescent out, and Mel put out. That's
So trigger the block.
looking like pretty much game over. Oh, all the milks have gone there. Actually, that's a fair point. I hadn't actually thought about that. I was more looking at this from a.
With Balon.
So we've got a power challenge here, stealthing with Balon.
Stealthing the king. I think.
Gonna.
Actually, no. Stealthing no one.
Dan's not going to stealth anyone. I think he thinks because he can get up to strength 10. Sorry, I think he probably feels he can defend.
6. That's 4 to 6 currently. Boost 6.
One on draw.
Challenge. Boost again.
So that's an unopposed challenge.
Let's do things. First things first. Reaction from the Kraken.
So he's going to take a power for Kraken, putting him on to 7.
Didn't do things properly. Unopposed claim.
Unopposed. Claim and Renowned. Don't forget your Renown down.
Yeah, you got this, bro.
So that puts down, that should put down onto 10, but you've got the Renowned, I believe.
I've already done power.
No, that board state is just too wide, really.
I think even if you hadn't remembered.
Don't think I can burst. It was too far behind from the older chamber. Cool. Well, I think I will proceed.
And Dan concedes. And good game there by both players. Well done to Callum, bad luck to Dan. And do come back next time for round 3 from the Swiss. And as always, guys, it has been emotional.